Hello again, this is Kathy from House of TOEFL, and I'm just making a short video to answer a question so that the answer is out there once and for all, and you all know how I feel about it. That question is, should I take the home-based TOEFL? As you all know, we are in the middle of a pandemic, the COVID-19. Hopefully it will be over soon, but for now, most test centers are closed. I hope they will be open by June or July, but right now, nobody knows. So, if you are a pharmacist, this does not apply to you. I'm very sorry to say, but it is not for pharmacy students. I think the board has made a decision that the home-based test is not secure enough. But for the rest of you, if you have the chance to take the home-based test, my answer is yes, you definitely should. And you should book it as soon as possible before the test centers open again. So, what makes me say that? Well, there's something in psychology called context-dependent memory. This is a very well-studied phenomenon. It is not a mystery. It is not news. We talked about it in many of my psychology courses in 2004 when I was in college and when I was getting my psychology degree. So, what is context-dependent memory? It is the fact that when someone has to retrieve information during a test setting that they have previously studied, they are better able to do so if they're in the same context. So, what do I mean about context? I mean, look around at the office I'm in. I'm sitting next to a window, I'm sitting at a desk, my door is closed, the house is quiet, and it's daytime. That is the context that I am in. So if I study in this context, my memory will be better if I take a test sitting here during the day in a quiet house with the door closed in the same room. I will actually perform better. So this is actually a golden opportunity for you all to get a better score without doing anything extra, as a matter of fact. I see this as a great opportunity. Now, I have heard some complaints from students who've taken the home-based test about certain things like the proctors take long breaks and I have to sit there and wait. That's a pain. I understand. But think of all the things that are a pain about going to a test center. The noise of the people sitting beside you. The fact that it's always in the early morning. How rude some of the proctors can be and how unhelpful they can be. How they sometimes interrupt you when you're trying to take the test. And the number one complaint is how much noise is in the test center. If you're in your home, you can control that. Like you could ask family members to go out for a few hours. You can close your door. There are things that you can do to make your home much more comfortable to take the test. In fact, when I took the test at home, I did one of the practice tests that you can buy online. I got 120. So, because I was taking it in my home. So definitely I think that you should take it at home. Now, there is science to back this up. It's not my opinion. So they've done MRIs on people who are trying to retrieve information from their memories during a test that they learned before. And they found that the hippocampus, which is part of the brain that controls many things, but one of the things is memory, and the prefrontal cortex of the brain are much more active when there's the same context cues around the people that they were studying. So there's scientific evidence to back this up, as well as studies of test performance. So this is a very well-known theory in psychology, and feel free to look this up too. You don't have to take my word for it. So it's called context-dependent memory, if you want to Google that. Okay, so my answer is yes, and I know that was a long answer. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, I understand you might have to get some special equipment. I'm not going to go at length into the equipment that you need. I know, for example, that you're not allowed to write on paper. You have to get a little whiteboard. And people think there's disadvantages to that. I actually don't think that's a very big deal considering how much you spend if you take the test over and over and over. I've had students who've spent many thousands of dollars. So going to Office Depot and buying a little whiteboard and some markers, I just don't think that's a big deal, especially if it means you pass this test, right? And we all want to pass this test and get on with our lives. So, in short, take the home-based test. All right, this is Kathy signing off. I'm from www.houseoftoefl.com. And as always, no matter whether you are taking it at home or you see this video later and you have to go to a test center, good luck on your TOEFL.